Getting in the back is where we belong. Kicking knowledge, soak it up, and we stay strong. From by six, spit truth, that's our flow. Alpha rule, raw, high, law, dog, let's go. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, that's our motto. In the back of the bus, we shine.
Welcome to Back of the Bus. What we're going to get into today is we're going to discuss whether Colorado Buffaloes can improve in two phases of the game. That's the offensive side and the special team. And also, we'll touch on Travis Hunter, that young man that we all consider he is like that, the best college football player in 2024. So stay tuned and enjoy the show.
The one thing we know, Colorado's special teams is horrible. Starting with that.
Okay.
Whether they're kicking field goals or they're covering, or hell, even punt return. Let's do this. I thought Wester was going to be this all-American punt returner. He constantly lets the ball drop, and then when he gets it, I don't see no wiggle or no shake. He might not need to be back there. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think he needs to be back there. His decision-making is horrible. Now, people are going to say, man, you start with the negative. Man, listen. This is me having a conversation of identifying what we know about Colorado. We're going to get to the good stuff. We're going to get to the bad stuff, and we're going to get to the ugly stuff, like Coach Hayes would say. Right now, this is something that I noticed that special teams-wise almost cost them the game last week. Their return game was horrible. Everything else was absolutely horrible. They got to the point where they can't even kick the ball off no more. They pooching it. That means the other team is starting on the 35, 40-yard line. Even if you get a 3 and out, you getting the ball back on your own 20. That's hard to live like that.
Do you think they were pooching it because the kicker got hurt? Feely got hurt?
No, they pooched it before Feely got hurt.
Oh, did they?
They was pooching it because they were scared of the return.
So what do you think the issue is with the special team?
They missing Trevor Riley. I don't know. I don't know who the special team coach is. I don't know, but that's I'm for people that casually watch football, I'm gonna tell you, special teams is just as matter of fact, sometimes special teams is more important. When you mess up on special teams, you might cost you the game, which it almost cost them last week. If you get a kick return on you, or you fumble a punt return, or you do something crazy, more than likely, if you lose a special team match or you do something that's horrible, you might mess around and lose the game. You can mess up on a blocking scheme, or you can throw an interception and still not lose the game. But mess around and get a kickoff return on you, you're probably going to lose that game, not 80% of the time.
Right. And I know what you're speaking about is three phases of the game. You got your special teams, offense, and your defense. Bro, why do you think though the average viewer? Because if you really listen to anybody talk, they always talk about the offensive side of the ball.
Right.
I heard some outlandish things today. I heard a commentator say, well, he's not a commentator, but a main media guy say, the Cincinnati Bengals lost last night, and Joe Burrow kind of got carried away when he played an outstanding game, but his defense then gave up 38 points. So, why do you think people view it that way? Why do you think they put so much weight on that?
Because it's recognizable and they can understand it. It's recognizable and they can understand it. That's why. How should I say it? It's easier. Like, okay, that kickoff return. As a viewer, whose fault was it? Who can you pinpoint?
As a viewer, nobody.
Nobody. That's why. Mm-hmm. See, offense and defense, you throw an interception, I could blame it on the quarterback or blame it on the receiver. When it comes to special teams and this return punt, you blame it on the coverage, but there's nobody you can actually focus your attention to. Because you can't even see them on the screen, to be real with you. By the time the ball get caught and he running through the hole, now the defense shows up and they all blocked up. There's nothing you really can say. Now, obviously, the field goal kicker is somebody you can identify if they miss it. I think Mata has missed. Well, I consider blocks and miss the same thing, because if you're getting it blocked, especially when they're low kicks, that's pretty much a miss. He's had two or three. How many has he had so far this year? I know
Misses?
two in one game. Has he missed another one any other game?
Not that I recall. I
No,
don't
he
think
did.
so.
Matter of fact, ho. Colorado went for a 60-yarder. They missed that one. He got one blocked, and he pushed one to the right. Yeah, I think they've missed 3 or 4 kicks this year in 4 games.
Are you
That's
calling blocks? Are you considered
when
a
you
block
kick low
fan
like
also?
that, that's a miss, man. If you kicking low, if you kicking off the center's head, that's a miss. I don't care. I don't care that it was. I don't care that somebody blocked it. In my opinion, it's a miss. Just like a 4th down, and you don't get the 4th down. It's a turnover, even though they don't count that in the column as a turnover. Well, I think they do count as turnover on downs. My bad. I think they count as turnover on downs. But a low line drive right over the center's head, that's a miss. That's gonna get blocked every time.
Well, Mata is 2 or 3 from 20 to 29 yards, and he's 1 of 2 from 40 to 49 yards. So Mata has missed. He's missed two field goals.
Okay, so then that means he's missed 2 and he's got 1 block. So there's 3 because they don't count the blocks as misses. So he's had, and then the other guy had 1. So that's 4 kicks have missed the field goal. That's 4 missed field goals.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
Okay, you kind of tough on them. You kind of tough on them hanging that blocks on it.
Wait a minute. Okay, time out. Now we always talk about this. Shannon Sharp talks about it in great detail, and I think it's something that this conversation has to be used going forward. You can't accept something in the win that you wouldn't accept in the loss, right?
Facts.
So when we watched the North Dakota State game, what was everybody talking about regarding the kicks? Even though they went in, what was everybody saying regarding the field goal kicks?
They're low.
Okay. So you can't accept it in a win that you wouldn't in a loss. So then we get to Nebraska. Nebraska saw the exact same thing. And what did he do?
Yep.
He kicked it low.
Block. Yeah.
So what is okay? If they block it and your offensive line that blocks for you did everything they're supposed to do, then why is that not a miss by you? If the snap was perfect, the O-line did it perfect, the only one that messed up was you, why were you not getting blamed for it?
Well, I mean, I get you on that. I don't recall off the top of my head whether they got any penetration or not, but
I
feel what you're saying.
No, they jumped straight up.
Yeah, I mean, I feel what you're saying. I mean, there is no debate from the fact that Mata seemed like they got worse. Actually,
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know what. Maybe he's getting ready to graduate. I think, does he have 1 more year, or he getting ready? Oh, he was going to the. Does he go? Does he declare into the draft this year?
Yeah, he got another year.
You think he's coming out early, or you think he's going next year? Because
Wait, what are you talking about? Wait, whoa. What? What you say? Say that one more time. Maybe I didn't
I'm
hear your question.
asking you, do you think he's going to declare for the draft and come out early, or do you think he's going to stay his senior year?
You talking about Travis, huh?
I'm talking about Mata. Mata don't miss.
Man.
Don't miss.
No.
I think coming into this year that might have been on the table, but since he's missed too many kicks, then it's not gonna be on the table.
Wait, did you say coming into? What?
Yeah, he don't miss. If you don't miss, from everything I heard, he does not miss. If you a field goal kicker that don't miss, I don't care if you a damn freshman. If you ain't missing kicks, then damn it, I need you on my NFL team. So what if past 35 is questionable? At least you give me 35 in. But now he missed a 20-something yarder, so that's not good.
You're insane. You out your body. You out your body.
No, I'm literally having a conversation with you. This is what you want. You wanted to talk about what we do know. Let's focus on what we do know about Colorado. Okay. Anything else? You got anything that you know about Colorado? Anything that stands out to you?
I don't know if you're ready to jump into it or not. That Travis Hunter is him.
Oh my God, no! I know that Travis Hunter is, bruh. To be real with you, I don't know if we have seen. Well, see, Travis Hunter is an anomaly for me, so it's a weird conversation, right? We've seen players play both ways, right? We've seen that. We have seen that. But what Travis Hunter is doing is he's doing it at a high rate on both ends, right? He's one of the best corners in the country, and he's one of the best wide receivers in the country. So that what makes it different. Now, the difference is somebody also would say, yeah, that's cool, but the guys that played both ways before, they were the best in the country on one side. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and debate, but there is a debate that he's not the best corner and that he's not the best wide receiver in the country. So there is a debate there. But when we talk about Charles Woodson, Champ Bailey, and players like that, it wasn't even a debate. Those guys were by far the best on one side of the ball in the country, which that's why they got drafted on that side. So for Travis Hunter, he's at least in the conversation on both sides. I don't know when we're gonna see this again, man. I don't know if you ever see it again. Because I don't know. My bad. I don't know.
You good.
I don't know if there's a couple of things that gotta happen. You gotta have a team that needs you to play that much. You also got to have a coach that will allow you to play that much. And then you got to have the talent. First, you got to have the talent to be able to do that and play that much. Because I promise you, there have been some guys on some of these premier teams that probably could have played offense and defense. You can't tell me that some of those Georgia kids, Bama kids that like premier athletes could not be DB and wide receiver. You can't tell me that. But they don't need them over there because they got so much damn talent on that side. We need you to focus on one of these sides. You can't tell me that there's not another player out there that is just as physically gifted as Travis Hunter. But you got to have the opportunity. That's why I give prime props. He had the vision. He had the belief in it. Every now and then it gets a little scary. I think it's, a lot of reps. But hey, let the man make his money. This is a once in a lifetime thing. And just get through the season. If he gets through the season, I wouldn't do the combine. If he gets through the season, I would tell Travis Hunter, you got 8 years worth of film on me because he plays both sides. So I'm coming to the combine to shake hands, maybe run the 40, and that's it. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing DB drills and wide receiver. I'm not doing any of that because I've done enough. I've done more than anybody you've ever drafted. You got so much film on me.
Well, let me ask you something though, because I think I was having this conversation with somebody else with Travis Hunter and the Heisman, right? You know, I'm personally invested in him winning the Heisman, right? So right. you brought up a point and you said that is he the best at either position? So the question is, as a draft pick and a Heisman Trophy contender, I understand why he's a Heisman Trophy contender. I think it's because of the amount of snaps that he plays. Absolutely. And less about, you know what I'm saying, is he the best at any position, right? I think correct. I think the draw to him is that he is good, but the amount of snaps is what makes it special, not necessarily is he the best player at either position. So you roll that into a GM's thought about, hey, am I going to draft Travis Hunter? Okay. Does the amount of snaps he play a role in whether a GM drafts him or not?
It has to. For you to even ask that question and his injury history, it has to. When they look at you as a draft pick, they're gonna prog and they're gonna pull and they're gonna tug and they're gonna push and they're gonna find out everything about you. I remember Garrison Hurst was coming out of Georgia. He never had a knee injury. They did an MRI on him and his body, and they found like he had a degenerative knee issue happening in his knee, and that counted against him, even though he never had a knee injury. So they're going to look at everything. Now, I don't know to which degree, because this is something unique and different. And if anybody tells you what the NFL is thinking regarding Travis Hunter, they are absolutely lying. But one thing we do know, the kid got win for all. I know this. Okay, there's a couple of things we know about Travis Hunter. He can run all day. He's very competitive, and he's a playmaker. Mm-hmm. Those are the three things we know. Now, if you put all that all together, that sounds like a pretty goddamn good draft pick to me. The kid can run all day. He's going to compete, and he's going to make plays. Now, sometimes it may hurt him, and sometimes he may get beat because physically he might not be able to match up against that type of size or that type of speed. All right, then we'll figure out how to adjust and put him in the right positions where he can compete against those guys. So right. I have no clue. I think that conversation is a dead conversation about him playing both ways. If it's going to hurt him, it may hurt him, it may not hurt him. But the kid is going to get drafted. He's going to get drafted pretty high. Because by all definitions, or by any means, if you a team, hell, even if he let's say he magically drops to a team like, let me think of a team that's trying to get over the hump. Okay. If you're the Cowboys, let's use the Cowboys for example, because this is a team that's been brought up a ton regarding Colorado players. If you're a Cowboy, what does the Cowboys need more right now?
Cowboys need a running back, and they need some weight. They need a mean defender. They need a hard-nosed linebacker. That's what they need. Somebody that can help stop the run.
Okay, and so let's go to the skill position. So right now, you pretty much said front seven. You got linebackers and running backs and D-line, O-line. Let's go to skill position. Do you think the Cowboys drafting Travis Hunter would be drafting a potential CeeDee Lamb and a potential Diggs at the same time? Are you getting two players for one?
First off, I don't think they play them that way, nor do I think
they could. It's not if they do. That means they
okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're drafting.
So you mean okay? So now let's focus on what the draft is. The draft is not what you're going to do; it's what you potentially can do. That's what the draft is for. So what I'm saying is, I don't know how they'll use him, but I know they'll use him. Hell, even on special teams, we don't know. Travis might be a damn good punt returner. We have absolutely no clue. What we do know is this kid can make plays no matter where you put him. Well, if you use him right as a coach and you protect him from certain situations, like goal line, get him the hell out of there on goal line. Or he don't need to be in there when we're talking about 3rd and 1. Get him the hell out of there. Just take him out. Let somebody else come in there for that. But when we're talking about third, 7+, get in, Travis. When we're talking about offensively, we're trying to open the game up 2-minute drill, get in, Travis. Punt return, we need somebody in there to make a play, get in. There's a lot of plays that they can check off, and they look at a game and they say, in a game, you got 60 plays on offense, 60 plays on defense. Travis can play 120 of it, cool. But if you add up the special teams and everything, he probably still going to get to probably damn near 70 plays. That's all right, whole lot of plays.
It sounds like you're trying to figure out how they could use him, and I don't know. I think Travis Hunter to the Cowboys is a luxury instead of a necessity. So that's the issue I got with the Cowboys take. But if you just talk about in general and you're just using the Cowboys as an example how they play them, I agree with you. They could use them that way.
Right.
Would they use them that way? That's a different conversation. But,
right. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I mean,
a kick returner, you probably getting a kick returner, you getting a DB, you getting a wide receiver, you getting all of this shit at once. There's a lot of value in that. That's a lot of value.
Is it though?
Yeah, even though he might not be the best, he's one of the best. So even if the 3rd corner drops to the Cowboys in the 1st round, that's still a damn good pick. If the 3rd wide receiver drops to the Cowboys in the 1st round, that's a damn good pick. If one of the premier kick returners, I'm pretty sure Travis can kick return and punt return, that's a damn good pick. What I'm saying is you're getting all that in one. It's up to your coaching staff to figure out how you want to use them. At that point, it ain't on the kid, it's on y'all. It's on y'all. And most teams feel like we'll figure it out. Most teams draft kids off of saying he got a bad rap sheet or he has a headache case. We know how to coach him. That's exactly what they do. We know how to use them. We know how to coach them. They didn't use you right. That's what every team, from Pop Warner to high school to college to the pros, every coach think they're gonna change the kid or they're gonna figure out a way to use the kid.
Gotcha. I got you. I got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got you. I mean, I got you. I got you. Man, that's a high draft pick for a luxury pick, but for the Dallas Cowboys. But I get it. I
But
get
is
it.
it luxury? Okay, would the third corner in the country be a luxury pick?
For the Cowboys,
Yeah.
for what they
No, no, okay,
need.
let's just talk. Let's just talk. Okay, let's look at it like this. Let's look at wide receivers. Last year, you had Washington's wide receiver. Who was the top wide receivers? You had the kid from Washington. You had the kid from Ohio State. Who was the third receiver?
Neighbors. You had neighbors out of
And the neighbors.
LSU.
Okay, boom. Let's do that. You got Mike Harrison. You got Oduzulu, whatever his name was, and then you got neighbors. If the Cowboys picked any of them damn three, is that a luxury pick?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think so. They may
Yeah.
feel like I'd rather have a neighbors or a Marvin Harrison than another deep tackle that I can probably pick up in free agency.
Okay. Well, I don't want to turn into an NFL conversation,
Okay,
but
I got you.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that's just
yeah,
me. That's just it.
yeah. No. I mean, I get. Okay, hold on. Don't. Okay. Yes, you're right. Those are. It'll be. They could be assets, right? And it's my fault. It ain't you. It's my fault. I'm thinking about the need of the team. So when I think about the need of the team, it reflects whether I think that's a luxury or not. You know what I mean? Like
But
Atlanta Falcons. I think Atlanta Falcons taking old boy quarterback is a luxury pick.
I got you. But
Yeah.
sometimes but this is the thing. Do we agree that you can miss in the draft no matter who you get?
Yes,
Right.
100%.
Okay. So if we agree on that, then it's hard to turn away from as close as a sure thing as possible. Because one of them positions is going to be the right position for him. One of them.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. No, I got you on that. So what? I mean, I understand what you're saying on that. I get you. I get you on that. Oh, tell me something. What position is that? What position would you have him play?
Right now, I think with everything that I'm hearing, I don't know until we see it from the quote unquote speed that he supposedly has to his size to his strength. I think as a wide receiver, he can get away with that. I don't know if speed and his size you can hide on defense, meaning you're going to have to run with the Tyreek Hills of the world, which is hard for any corner. And then you're going to have to come up on the run with Larry Allen pulling around, which is hard on any corner. And then you're going to have to get off a block from DK Metcalf, which is hard on any corner. But I think if I flip it to the other side, I think it's easier for him to beat Jalen Ramsey in a route than it is for him to get off a block by DK Metcalf on run blocking.
I got you on that. I feel you on that.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I just think you can hide him. Like, he does not need to be fast to play wide receiver, but he damn sure need to be fast to be a defensive back.
Mm-hmm. I got you on that. Hey, we got to give him his credit. I think what we did see from that Baylor game, I think we've seen an improvement in his game.
Oh, absolutely. His tackling, all of that stuff. I got it. And last year was factual. He got exposed on some things, run plays to passing plays. This year, he's on top of his game. He don't want that no more. And that's good. That's what you expect. Your senior year should look better than your junior year. Your junior year should look better than your sophomore year. So for anybody that says, oh, y'all niggas was hating, last year it was a correct assessment saying he had issues against the run and a man-to-man. That's what he worked on in the offseason. This year, he's showing you he's fixed that. So both things can be right. He could have been mid on man-to-man coverage last year and be a dog on man-to-man coverage this year. Mm-hmm. They're not. They're mutually exclusive. Last year and this year is two different things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And go ahead and make sure that you put out there again in cover two who's supposed to be there for help for run support.
Yeah, so for all y'all people that don't know this, in cover two, whether you are a casual follower of football or a content creator that disguises as knowing football, in cover two, without the invert to the weak side, and I just put that out there so they can know I know my shit. In cover two, traditionally, matter of fact, all the time, in cover two, the cover two corner has run force. The inside linebackers and the D line are trying to bounce the ball to the cover two corner. And the person that has the pass on halfback passes or any play action will be the safety that's playing the half. I'm not gonna dig down deeper and explain it anymore. Just understand, believe me. Cover two, the corner has run force. Let me say it one more time for y'all motherfuckers in the back. In cover two, the corner has run force. All right? I'm done with that damn conversation because that's some old high school Pop Warner type conversation. So don't come to me asking me, oh, no, the corner don't have run force. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. I don't need to listen to you at all, no more. At all. That's like saying the check down is a go route. What? A check down is not a go route. A check down is the option to check it down so he can get it and run up the field. So let's move forward off of that. I had to get because I done heard some crazy shit this year, and it don't make no sense.
Hey, well, which, we just talked about Travis Hunter being a Heisman finalist. Unfortunately, I think that's a double-edged sword. I think at this point in the season, we're third in. Shedeur Sanders ain't nowhere in the world he's going to win a Heisman Trophy this year.
I think that might be topic two. That's a good point. Shedeur Sanders' Heisman Trophy candidacy is officially over. He can't win it.
Can't win it.
He can't win it. He's too far behind Travis, and for him to win it, that means Travis had a better year. Still had a better year. Yep. He can't win it. So if you put money toward marketing him or NIL deals, hoping he'll get the Heisman Trophy, y'all might need to switch that shit over to Travis because Shedeur Sanders. I'm gonna put it to you like this: out of everybody on that list, Shedeur Sanders is probably a 99.9% chance he will not win the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah.
Now, let's do a caveat. What your boy say on Don't Drink the Juice while in South Central? Message, if Travis Hunter gets hurt and Shedeur Sanders puts up numbers and they still win, then maybe. But we're talking about on a normal situation, he can't win it because he's so far behind Travis. Is nothing that he can do to catch him. Only thing that can happen is if Travis can't play. That's it.
Absolutely nothing.
Because if he throws 4,000 yards, guess who's catching 2,000 of them shits?
Yeah, Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter.
Oh, and another thing that Shedeur is not getting, which this conversation is more about the ability to win the Heisman than individuals. This is kind of what happens when you get two people on the same side of the ball on the same team. But another thing that he's missing is Travis Hunter is getting the mainstream media love. They're the ones who continually, at this point, as we speak today, the people who thoughts, the people who voters, the people generally respect their opinion in mainstream media,
right,
are clamoring for Travis Hunter.
Correct.
Clamoring, bro. You see what I'm saying?
Because it's an easy. He don't even need to win games. So forget that. Think about this. I think if Colorado goes 7-5, this would be the situation where you don't need 9 victories because you're doing so much on both sides of the football. Now, I don't know if you can win the Heisman Trophy and not make a bowl game. That's a stretch. That's a stretch because they got some people out there that's killing it. Like I've been on record, Jackson Dart. I've been on record with that whole situation that there's some damn dogs out there that's putting in that work. But I don't think he needs 9 victories. I think 7-5 with some interceptions and keep catching the ball and keep making plays and just doing your thing and go fishing on the weekend. He's fine. because they like the kid. He's not considered. They don't consider him as a showboat. They don't even consider him as daddy ball, even though he's like the third child. But he's not really. He's not technically. He's just a kid that showed up and said, "I'm just gonna play some football. I'll let y'all do all the rest of that bullshit."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm right there with you, bro.
Yeah, I like the kid. I like the kid a lot. And any slander on it regarding his ability, I don't know if you're gonna find another. I don't know who in the hell. Now, obviously, you got people with better careers because they won games and they've been in big games. But from his impact, bruh, I don't know if there's any other player that I can remember that was able to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree. I mean, it's unfortunate for Shador, and I know they're not competing against each other; they're competing against the field. But because Shador, I think he's a good quarterback. I really do. Now, there's some things that I like to see him clear up, bro.
Yeah.
And if anybody listening, and Shador, hey, if you by chance hear this, bro, get the ball out your hand, bro.
Please, bro.
God,
Please.
why is that so hard? Just get the ball out your hand, bro. But hey, not trying to change the subject, but what you think about Coach Prime coaching the last game?
So I still hate that they still got 12 men on the field. That still bothers me. That still bothers me, man. I don't get it. So, but what I do like is that Coach Prime and the offensive coordinator have made a discerned effort to lean into, hey, it's not about the yards, it's about the attempts. They attempted to run the ball 24 times. I like that. 22 by the running backs and 2 by Shador designed runs. The other runs were, I think he got up to 30. So those are him just scrambling, right? So I do like the fact that he's trying to lean into balanced football. There's a positive and a negative to that. That many runs and controlling the game, I like that. But statistically, for some other people, that's going to be a problem. Their numbers are just it just is what it is. They just going to have mid numbers. And I don't know if it's going to hurt their draft pick, but I do like Prime and what he's doing. I think the fact that he's growing as a coach, and I like that part of it. He is absolutely growing as a coach. But the thing that's crazy is that if you told me Colorado had 24 design runs in a game, but you also told me that Colorado almost gave up 14 sacks in that same game, man, I would have said, hell no, that is impossible. Hell, that's 48 plays, right? That's 48 plays right there. 24 runs and 14 almost sacks. So you telling me, no, that's 30, my bad. That's 38. There's only 60 plays. There's only 60 plays in the game. That means that's 22 other plays that he still got hit on some other stuff. That's crazy. That is crazy to me. I know I jumped from one topic to the next, but how I'm trying to assess it is I think Coach Prime did an outstanding job with the trash O-line, figuring out a way to still get the points and still get up and down that field. And I think Shador had a lot to do with that, with his ability to get out of that stuff. Because in normal situations, even him, like, he gained a little weight, he's able to rip out of that stuff. That's good for him, but he got to get rid of that damn ball. They gave up 8. It should have been like 14 sacks. And you ran the ball 24 times. Because the one thing I can't say, hold up, another topic, and I'm gonna let you dig in on it. One thing that I do know, and people gonna debate me, they're gonna debate me. You ready for this one, bro?
I'm ready.
Last year's offensive line was better than this year's offensive line. There's no game that I can think of that if they ran the ball 24 times, that O-line would have gave up 8 to 14 sacks. That O-line never had a running game. Never had a running game.
Well,
they never got help.
Didn't they give up close to 8 last year and not 8 against Nebraska?
Who? Nebraska, yeah, okay. Hold on. Nebraska game, you correct? How many times they run the ball? Oh. I put a caveat on. I said this year's team is actually running the ball and still giving up sacks. Last year's team didn't even run the ball. So every play was Hawaii. Every play was a pass. So they gave up sacks because they're like, damn, you can't help me out. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you something even better. This year team is at least running with a tight end. Last year team was 5 linemen. They did all that shit with 5 linemen.
Well, Mikey Harrison last year was the tight end.
He wasn't blocking on nothing, bro. He wasn't blocking on nothing. At least you got a 5-star tight end out there.
Whoa.
So Bill Smalls was a 5-star out of Washington at tight end and defensive lineman. So shut your mouth, Rawhide.
Wait. Oh, come on.
So Bill Smalls was a 5-star tight end and D lineman out of high school.
He was a 5-star defensive lineman, defensive end.
No, he was a 5-star player. He was a 5-star player. Don't start picking and choosing. He was a 5-star player. Hey. But what I'm saying is Mikey Harrison was a no-star on anything.
Yeah, he was that.
So,
hey, bro.
So
I think he was a walk-on originally too.
Yeah, he was Charlie Offerdall before Charlie Offerdall.
Listen, man. Hey, I think when I saw what was the head coach name not the head coach, but the tight ends coach that Brewster, Tim Brewster, is that what it was? When I saw him leave, man, bro, I hated that for him, bro. I was like, oh my God. I thought he was one of the best coaches they had last season. But not talking about that, getting back to your original point about the offensive line being worse than last year, I totally agree. I told him before the season, bro. I said, hey man, Seaton is Tank. As a matter of fact, Tank better. People forgot Tank only gave up seven sacks last year, bro.
But it's not just the sack. It's the penalties. It's the penalties.
Yeah.
Seaton, and then I say he's a freshman, so we already.
He's a freshman, though. He's a freshman.
He's a freshman. So I'm not shitting on him. So Seaton, they could have called Seaton on Holman 4 or 5 times. Everybody, even watching the game, even if you're a Colorado fan, you would have been like, damn, they didn't call that. Seaton grabs and holds every single time he pass protects a speed rushing defensive end. Every time.
Yep.
Every time. And we're not going to talk. Okay, so let's just do it like this.
He does.
Let's just do it like this. Van Wells is absolutely better than Hank Zielinski.
100%.
Oh, my God, he's way better than Hank Zielinski.
100%.
And you cannot tell me Savion Washington is not better than any of the mugs that they put at right tackle.
I don't even know who's playing right tackle right now. Is it Vincent?
I don't know. It could be from Jada to Phillip to Houston to damn Brown or Piston. you can put anybody out there, bro. I know, but it could be anybody, bro. It could be anybody. It could be damn Savelle Smalls out that damn thing.
I might roll out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Block time. Hey, block that defense head. My arm's longer than Tyler Brown.
Bro, let me tell you something. Every game, bro. It's crazy. Every game. We knew there's gonna be some issues when North Dakota State got Travis, that got Shedeur Sanders off his spot on 30% of the passing plays. You had to know that they have a problem.
Yeah, bro.
And they played 2 P4 schools and have given up 14 sacks. It could have potentially been 20 because he got out of stuff in Nebraska game and he got out of stuff in Baylor. I'm not saying it is what it is. He got out of it. But what I'm saying is when I saw North Dakota State smacking the shit out of Shedeur where he was getting up slow, I said, yo, this brother's going to go through it this year. I think hold up. When was the UCLA game? What game was that last year? They played Oregon. The first game was Oregon. Then they played Arizona State. Then they played Stanford. Am I right?
Yeah.
So UCLA was like game 8. UCLA was game 8 because it went Oregon, USC.
Oh, I can tell you. Hold on one second.
Oregon,
We ain't got to guess. It
USC,
went Oregon, USC,
Arizona State.
Arizona State, Stanford, and then UCLA.
Boom. So Oregon was 4, UCLA, USC was 5, Arizona State was 6, Stanford was 7, and 8 was UCLA, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's in game 4. Game 4, he already is moving around and getting up like game 8 last year. He already looks hurt. You know how many times he literally, when he played Nebraska, he had to kneel on the sideline and Staub had to go in because his ass is hurt. Right now, Shador's body is taking a beating in 4 games that he took. It took 8 games for that to happen last year. That's real talk. And they running the ball. The crazy part, they're running the ball. They're giving him a break. He is getting hit left and right, getting pulled on, yanked on, fell on, hit, smacked. That dude is going through it. And we ain't even gotten into the meat of the schedule yet. Now, the meat of the schedule is hitting now. We about to start getting into it. Now, they do got a bye week, which is good. But now you're going to play P4 schools back to back to back to back to back. I expected Baylor to get some sacks, but I did not expect Baylor to look like the 85 Giants. I didn't expect them to look like that. They was getting off the spot, and they sacked the dude 3 times in a row. If it wasn't for their stupidity and getting too bloodthirsty and causing personal fouls, they would have got off the field. That Hail Mary would have never happened. The guy hit damn Shador for no dumbass reason. We're not going to talk about that game. That game was a wild game. So as a Colorado fan, it's crazy. And even I feel sorry for the Baylor fans. As a Baylor fan, that's a crazy game.
Bro, listen. Anyway, you're right. We're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah,
but
we got so much to get.
yeah. The only problem I got with that game. Here, let's finish off this offensive line real quick. Hold on before I jump on that. So we in agreement that that offensive line is just god awful, bro.
No, they're bad. They're bad.
They're bad, bro.
Hey, bro, hold on. Okay. What's your over this week? UCF has 1 sack. They've been pressuring the quarterback, but they have 1 sack on the season. What's your over and under on sacks this week?
Hold on, wait. UCF only has 1 sack so far.
Yes.
That's surprising. But
they get to the quarterback and their D-line actually gets there. But just like Baylor only got 8 sacks when they should have had 14. Shit happens. But it's not like they're not getting back there. So my question to you is, what would your over? Remember, I'm talking about a team that has 1 sack. What's your over and under against this offensive line?
You do know I'm good at this. When I gave y'all 3, I gave you 4.5 the other time, and then I hit it right on the nose. So over under. If I was gonna make that a question on the sheet, the over under on sacks in UCF would be 5.5.
That's absolutely crazy.
That's insane.
The fact that 1 sack, you're getting 5 to 6 sacks. That lets you know, even though Colorado's running the ball, they're running the ball. Hey, that don't mean shit with them sacks.
They ain't gonna run the next game. Next game they won't be running the ball. But
well, we don't know. Even though whether I don't know how bad they might have to, bro. They might have to.
Why is that?
I mean, just looking at the damn weather that's coming through there, I don't know if you're gonna be throwing the ball.
I wouldn't wear the weather. I wouldn't wear the what?
Yeah, it's Helen. The Hurricane Helen's coming through there on Saturday.
Oh, okay then. Okay, all right then.
And it's supposed to be windy and rain, so we neither here nor there. You know, some people can still throw. I've seen Dan Marino throw through weather, so it's not like you can't throw in it. It's just you want to run some.
Yeah, but yeah, I would give it 5.5. What would be your plus minus on it?
I'm letting you do that part, but that's about right. That's about where I was looking, and I can see it. And now the thing is, when you put shit like that on film, motherfuckers get thirsty. So Nebraska. Okay, let's look at last year so I could explain this year, even though this is a totally different year. So Nebraska was able to do some things last year and get those many sacks. A lot of that stuff was Shador simply holding the ball, right? Simply, like, to be honest with you, even this week's game, I don't know why he holds it so long. But it's putting this. Okay, let's move forward. So then you saw the Oregon game. Everybody can't match what Nebraska does, and everybody can't match what Oregon does because you might not have the talent, or you might not be out 28-0 for them to just throw the ball, right? So Oregon had the luxury of just being up. They was blowing them out by the first quarter, so the game changes, the dynamics of the game. The game that changed everybody's view was a little bit of Stanford and a whole lot of UCLA. So what Stanford tried to do, and we did a full breakdown on this, Stanford tried to sit back in zone, rush three, and try to, chill with Shador. But when they started getting home on Shador by sending and messing up their count, they realized that the offensive line has a major issue in counting and leaving people open to hit the quarterback, and the quarterback won't get rid of the ball. So if you send them more than what they got, normally the quarterback gets rid of the ball to the open receiver. But Shador doesn't do that. He'll hold on to that ball and just either take the sack or whatever. So then the next game, UCLA, they said we're gonna stand up. We ain't even gonna get in 3-point. We're gonna stand up and play the pass the whole time. And it changed the rest of that season. Washington State, all the rest of them games, they start coming after Utah. They just start coming after his ass to the point where he didn't even finish the season. You got what I'm saying? He couldn't even finish the season because people just played the pass. Now this year, they're actually running the ball, not for yardage, because they didn't run for a lot of yards. They ran for 70 yards this week. The week before, I think the running backs had 80. How many yards did the running backs have last year? Because I look at the running back stats. How many yards did the running backs have against Colorado State? Because this week they only had 70 yards. So it's not like they're running for a lot of yards. Statistically, Colorado's still one of the worst running teams in the country, but that's not what we're looking for. We're just looking for the attempts. That's more important than anything.
Yeah, I was just about to say I like the attempts more than I like the yards, to be honest.
Yeah, because it keeps you honest. Because I don't think the plays that they run are not designed for them to hit home runs. They don't run those type of plays. They run a little bit of zone, a little bit of down trap. That's about it. And that's about it. So it's not like I would be surprised if we wake up and Colorado runs for 250 yards. That would be very surprising. They at least do it for window dressing so it opens up the pass a little bit more, which is what you do it for. Some teams run the ball to pass it, and some teams pass the ball so they can run it, which I would say Michigan passes the ball just enough so it can open up some running lanes. Colorado runs the ball just enough so it can open up some passing lanes. So that's for these people that's listening to this, that's what I mean when some people pass the ball so they can run. Because if you keep loading line of scrimmage, I got to throw the ball a little bit to back you up a little bit.
The running backs had 21 carries last game.
I thought it was 20.
Yeah.
Okay, well, 20. It was all the same thing.
Yeah.
How many yards?
Michael Wedge had 9. Isaiah Augusta had 12. Isaiah Augusta.
Okay, well, give me the yardage.
Isaiah Augusta ran for 41 yards.
41.
Michael Welch ran for 22, which is a total of 63.
63. Okay. And then somebody else had something.
Well, Jimmy Horn had 1 carry.
And Shador had two runs in there. Because remember, they did have 2 design runs. He ran for about 7 yards, 6 yards, 7 to 6 yards. So they ran for about 70 yards. Because you remember, it was one on the goal line. He had a design RPO run. He did that twice. He did that twice. Matter of fact, did he score a rushing touchdown? Did he score a rushing touchdown?
Yep, he did.
So that's it. So we got to give him that. So they ran the ball for 70 yards. 70 yards in the season is 840, which is, and be honest with you, that's dog shit terrible for any college team to run for that least amount of yards in the season. But it's not about the yards; it's about the attempts.
Yeah, the attempts. I like that. I like the ball
25 times for 75 yards, which is 3 yards a carry. Because even this year, I don't know if this year's team is averaging more yards per carry than last year's offensive line. I think last year's offensive line, the running backs averaged about 4.3 a carry. I don't know if this year's team is even averaging that. That's another factor when we talk about offensive line. Last year, offensive line didn't run the ball, but when they did, they ran for more yards per carry. They just never ran the ball.
That's what I like. I like to see this particular team. Now, I wouldn't look at it like this if we were talking about any other team, maybe Hawaii. But what I want to see. Screw the yards. I want to see the carries, bro. Because I want to know if they're trying to run the ball in earnest.
Correct. in different downs. I remember you said something in the Discord. You like them running on third down. That lets
I
you know
did
that.
like
Okay,
that.
yeah. That lets
Yeah.
you know that to say, hey, motherfuckers, we will run the ball on third down too. We ain't
Yes.
gonna just run on first down. We're not just
Yeah.
gonna run on short yardage. We will also run the
Yeah.
ball. And you know what they did better? You know how many 4th and 1s they didn't get this year? This past week they got a 3rd and 1 a couple of times. That's
Mhm.
good.
That is good, bro.
That's
That is
good.
good.
So
That
that's
is
like
good.
I was telling somebody today. Like I think Colorado's moving up. Like they're moving up. They're dramatically moving up in the polls. Right. Like right now, I think they're 59 or 69. I think they're 59 in the polls. That's good. They are moving up fast. They're 59. That's way higher than they were when they started the year.
Yeah.
So they're doing
Yeah.
good. They're doing good.
Yeah. I don't like teams afraid to punt. I think it's okay to punt.
Right. To
It's
control
okay
the
to
game.
punt.
Yeah, I'd rather
It's okay.
punt and still keep control of the game than to force something and not have control of the game. People don't
Yeah.
understand when you watch a football game, it ain't about the score, it's about who has control over it. You know how many times I watched Kansas City Chiefs be down and I just knew Kansas City was going to win that game? Because I'm looking at the game, I'm like, Kansas City's controlling the game. They just happen to be
Mm-hmm.
down because somebody messed up or did something stupid, or they had a good play. Sometimes other teams have good plays. I'm watching the game and I'm like, yeah, Kansas City got control of this. I'm pretty sure when this is over with, it's going to come back. Like if you look at the UCF game against TCU, they got 3 kicks blocked, bro. 3 kicks got blocked. That's why they were down by that much. But if you looked at the game, UCF was pretty much physically doing what they wanted to do against TCU, but those block kicks became an issue for them. And TCU took advantage of it, did what they had to do. But when the game got down to we need to stop you and we need to score, UCF was able to do that, and to the point they got up to 35 points and won the game. So that's how you look at the game, is who's controlling the game to kind of help you dictate. Like for instance, even though, and this, and we're not gonna go back on it because we've had. So let's look at the season. The thing that concerned me, I'm gonna go through each game. When we talk about control, the thing that concerned me for Colorado in game 1 was the fact that it looked like North Dakota State had control of the game, and I never want
100% agree.
to see my P4 team
Mm-hmm.
look like they can't control a FBS team. Okay, so that's done. We're not gonna keep harping on that. That's old. That has nothing to do moving forward. Then the Nebraska game, within the first series, the first 4 plays, you knew this is going to be a long night. Nebraska is far better. The way they was hitting, you knew immediately that's how it looks when there's a mismatch. Then the Colorado State game, even though the score had a blowout, I had issues because statistically I'm watching the game and Colorado State is moving the ball just as easy as Colorado is. Colorado State stats look just like Colorado stats. They look exactly the same. So I didn't like the fact that I knew now you had turnovers that played a part in it. I got that. We talked about this with Nebraska last year. Nebraska was dominating up front, but the turnovers killed them. That's why we was comfortable with saying Nebraska's going to beat them this year because I don't think it's going to be the same type of game. Same thing here. Colorado State moved the ball just like Colorado, but the difference was they had turnovers. If you take away those turnovers in that particular game, there's a possibility we're looking at a 17-17 going into overtime game. That's real. That's a legit assessment. Now we're looking at the Baylor game. Baylor up front, Baylor controlled that game. They controlled the game. But one thing that Colorado had that Baylor didn't have, they had the playmakers. Now, you can't lean on playmakers all the time, but when it comes down to one game, it can happen. Like a Super Bowl, or come down to one game, your playmakers can show up. Shador made plays, Travis made plays, and the others made the plays when they had to. But physically and what they did, and the coaching staff messed Baylor up too. They returned kicks. They did everything they're supposed to do. But when it came down to critical plays and the critical calls, they couldn't make those calls. And Baylor found ways to lose the game. But control of the game, Colorado never had control. There's only been one game this year that I felt like Colorado had control. That was second half of North Dakota State. And
Colorado State, they had control of Colorado State.
well, score-wise, I'm talking about if I didn't know the score and I'm watching the game, what I'm saying is when I say control, I mean if I don't know the score and I'm visually watching the game, who do I think is winning? If I don't know the score, when I watch the Colorado State game, I wouldn't know who's winning. Outside of the turnovers, I wouldn't know who's winning because they moved the ball. Both teams moved the ball. Both teams moved the ball.
Mm-hmm.
What did Colorado State do that Colorado didn't do?
Turn the ball over. But
but one thing I just said, take away the turnovers, and I'm just watching the game. Who's blowing people off the line? Who's getting to the quarterback? I'm looking at the game. They look the same. They look similar.
Yeah,
even the stats say that. They look the same. They ran the ball. They ran the ball. They did what they had to do. Now they didn't have their stud and Houghton, whatever the wide receiver. But I'm looking at the game and I'm looking at how they going from 20-yard line to 20-yard line with ease, and then they turn the ball over. Yeah, that's where they don't have. That's where they lose control of the game. So I give you that. I don't think it was as obvious as North Dakota State second half, or how Nebraska was obviously controlling the game from sun up to sundown.
Yeah, see, I thought they had more control in Colorado State than I did in the North Dakota State game.
No. I think the North Dakota State game, I think they had more control second half. I'm talking about second half.
Mm-hmm.
Second half of North Dakota State game, where the only thing that messed them up was coaching decisions. But if they just think about this, if they weren't throwing the ball the last 3 minutes of the game, that game would have been completely over with ease. The only thing that made it close was them just doing Colorado stuff. That's it. Now, Colorado State game, now they did the same thing in Colorado State. And Colorado State, before that before Bentley's fumble, if they would have, you realize if they scored right there, their asses was down by one possession. You realize that, right? When Bentley took the ball from the running back in the Colorado State game, if they score right there, they get pretty much back in that game.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, so that's all I'm saying. Now, then they turned around and then they fumbled it with AI, and then they tried to score again. I don't think they did score it the second time, but that's what I'm saying. I didn't feel like it was as obvious as North Dakota State second half. North Dakota State second half, Colorado looked like the better team, unless it was the coach's decision making bad mistakes.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on one part of how they look. When I project them, bro, to playing teams that I don't think they're gonna beat. They hadn't beat it. To me, they won Baylor, but I didn't feel like they beat Baylor because of them. I felt like they beat Baylor because of Baylor. I felt like Baylor lost the game. And when I was on the show with Dave, I told Dave, I said, I'm looking for them to win a game on themselves. Not when I watched the game, I'm like, man, they lost that game they won that game because the team gave it away. I don't think they need to be banking on a dude that don't know how to play prevent defense. I don't think they should. I don't like them winning a game when a team could have put you away with a field goal. I don't like them winning a game when they won it. And we're talking about teams they supposed to
personal foul. Personal foul after the ball was thrown for no reason.
Right. Or running back just missed. Because if running back catch the wheel route, the game's over.
The game's over. It's 31-10 in the second quarter.
Right. And because ultimately, as we saw, if he catches that ball, the game's over just like it was in Nebraska the first half. That Nebraska game was over in the first half. If he catches that ball running in the end zone, that game's over in the first half.
Because now what they're going to do is now they're not running the ball anymore, and them damn dogs about to tee off and go after Shador even more.
Yeah, right. Yes. The way they were sacking them, bro. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like it either.
You're supposed to beat, bro. To me, that tells that just don't look good, bro.
So I got a question for you. So we always have this, and we always have these conversations with people that come in Discord. And I love when people come in Discord that have a different view, because we can have a conversation. It's boring if everybody has the same view, because now you just look like you just don't look right. If everybody is super Colorado and if everybody is hating Colorado, that's a boring channel. That's a boring Discord. You know what the definition of Discord is? It's a conversation. That's what Discord means. And I can't converse with you, even though that's really not the word. I can't have a conversation with you if we saying the fucking same thing.